Hello, and thanks for joining us. This is The World Now, and we begin here in Africa, where the federal government of Nigeria has dismissed allegations made in a viral video by the military leader of Niger Republic, General Abdurrahmani Tchiani, claiming what the federal government called a non-existent collusion between Nigeria and France to destabilize his country. The statement by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, these claims exist solely in the realm of imagination, as Nigeria has never engaged in any overt or covert alliance with France or any other country to sponsor terrorist attacks or destabilize the Niger Republic in the wake of the undemocratic change in leadership of that country. The minister says President Bola Tinubu, as chairman of ECOWAS, has demonstrated exemplary leadership, keeping the doors of the sub-regional body open to re-engage the Niger Republic despite the political situation in that country. He said Nigeria remains committed to fostering peace, harmony, and historic diplomatic ties with Niger. Mr. Idris also said the Nigeria's armed forces, in collaboration with partners in the multinational joint task force, are succeeding in curbing terrorism within the region. He said President Tchiani's allegations are not only unfounded, but a dangerous attempt to divert attention from his administration's shortcoming. Right, joining me now to discuss this is an international affairs analyst, Paul Ejime. He joins me virtually from Abuja. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
So there has been a lingering back and forth between ECOWAS and the alliance of the Sahel states, and this is just the latest in the tension between all sides. I want to get your reaction to the way this allegation and to the response Nigeria has made, and where you think this is coming from.
So, an allegation, it remains, and the Nigerian authorities have, through in so many ways, are now saying that this is, in the imagination of those who are making those allegations, that there is no truth in it. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa, speaking from Sokoto yesterday, made that point that that Nigeria's territory will not be used to destabilize any neighbor, that will not host any provide military base for any foreign powers. It has never done so. And today, at the defense headquarters, the same, line of argument was presented. And like you said, the Minister of Information has also said the same thing. I think it's a case of the authorities in Niamey, Niger, getting really paranoid. You know that anything that they see, even when they see a fly flies across, they begin to, suspect. And then all the more because here we have a complicated case for Nigeria. Nigeria is the head of the headquarters of ECOWAS. Nigeria is the chair. President Tinubu is the current chair of the authority of heads of state. And at the same time, they have also seen some diplomatic move between Nigeria and France, where President Tinubu visited France in what was presented as a very high-profile visit. And he also goes there. France is his preferred destination for medical treatment. So all this put together perhaps is what is giving the authorities in Niger some concern. But we have to deconstruct all this. There is a difference between personal relationship that might be evolving between President Tinubu and Macron, and then the official relationship. The official relationship is such that authorities in Nigeria, the institutions in Nigeria, people of Nigeria, I think they will be they cannot stomach having any military base, let alone French military base in Nigeria, or Nigeria's soil being used to cause instability, because it will boomerang. It will have, it will affect Nigeria the more. Nigeria is the largest country in the region, and then has more to lose by engaging in this type of thing than, otherwise. So I think it is just a way of, I think somebody said is trying to cry wolf or to cause distraction. You know, the so-called...
But Mr. Ejime, if I can come in here, because you raised, apologies for the interruption, but you raised a very key point in terms of how Nigeria now seems like the face of the ECOWAS because of the headquarters being here, and then our leadership at the moment of the ECOWAS. And I just wanted to ask you, what impact, you think that now has on relations between Nigeria and the alliance of the Sahel states, which is made up of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger Republic?
I think they feel rattled. They feel that, there could be some underhand or secret agenda that Nigeria could, these are just conjecture. They think, they are imagining that that relationship can extend to the point where Nigeria could believe itself to be used, but it's highly unlikely. And I know that diplomatically, politically, economically, in all areas, Nigeria has a lot to lose if it enters that kind of, goes into that route. And so it is diplomatically, unthinkable, because it will have, and also will amount to political suicide. And economically, Nigeria stands to suffer, because if there is a war that breaks out now between any of these countries, and particularly Niger, remember that when ECOWAS made the mistake of saying they were going to war, which is actually the genesis of all these, the decision by the three Sahelian alliance states to leave. It was that they felt that Nigeria, that they saw as a big brother, is now, how can you come a big brother be fighting or be leading the war, the ECOWAS, to come and fight, their junior brothers. So I think they felt it. It was a mistake that Nigeria did that. But I think you have, not Nigeria, that ECOWAS did. Of course, Nigeria was and is still the chair of ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. But we should not also take anything that comes when ECOWAS takes a decision with, so I think this is the situation. Let them see, let there be dialogue. I noticed that General Musa had gone to Niger some time ago to reassure them that these two countries are brothers, that they cannot go into war. So, but like I said, ECOWAS leaders made a mistake by thinking that they can use military means to stop military incursions in West Africa. They cannot. I think they have to, they should, they are doing.
And Mr. Paul Ejime, if I may quickly also come in here, because herein lies, because I mean, you have analyzed it so well, and as you speak, it does seem like, look, herein lies the problem, the inability of these Sahel states, to separate Nigeria from ECOWAS. It looks like every decision that ECOWAS makes is going to seem like Nigeria is the one making that decision. So what happens to efforts, at achieving peace and stability in the Sahel? Because there is a collaboration, there is a multinational joint task force, amongst these countries. What would then happen to that effort if relations are strained?
It will be put in. It will not be allowed they allow peace to reign, engage in what I would call engage in diplomatic talks, talk to themselves and get this thing sorted out. Because it will be to nobody's interest if they went to war. At the end of the day, they will still come to the negotiating table. So let them not jeopardize this. The insecurity is a problem across the region, in the Sahel and the ECOWAS region. And you cannot solve it by going in solo. But the Nigeria alone cannot do it. Even the three states of Sahel cannot do it. ECOWAS has not done it. So ECOWAS, that is the reason ECOWAS is collaborating with other countries, because terrorism and insurgency has become an international problem, and so requires multilateral collaboration to be able to deal with it. So they should stop chasing shadows and concentrate. Let them see the way they can walk through either getting back to ECOWAS, but at this most essentially, let them not jeopardize the international, this task force. Let it work, because that is part of the reason they're accusing. France had been there for so long, but has not, they feel that it has not had any positive impact. And so they are sending France away. France, you cannot put Nigeria and France in the same basket. If they are dealing with their former colonial masters, they have a way, let them do it. And look at all from independence, what agreement they have had. It's not ECOWAS that led them to those agreements. It is not Nigeria. Yeah, they have had this problem. So let them separate the grapes from the chaff, and then engage diplomatically.
Well, we'll see how things play out. Thank you so much for your analysis, as always. International Affairs Analyst Paul Ejime. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's now take a break. When we return, we'll have more stories from Africa and around the world. Stay with us.